Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel where we are passionate about helping people with business and accounting. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through a profit and loss statement, also known as an income statement, some things you might want to consider when you're reviewing it. So if you're interested, keep on watching. I'm sure you've heard people say things like, show me the bottom line or give me the bottom line. And the profit and loss statement is basically that. It gives you the bottom line of your business. And the bottom line of your business is your net profit, also known as your net income. And your net profit or your net income is basically the true profit that your business is making. It's the bottom line number that you get after subtracting all your expenses and after you pay yourself. The profit and loss statement is also like a barometer for your business that tells you how your business is performing. That way you can make adjustments to your business as needed. It shows your revenue, your expenses, and of course your profit or loss. So let's go ahead and dive into this example that I was telling you about. So here you see a snapshot of a profit and loss statement for XYZ Fitness LLC. Now, one thing to consider when you're reviewing your P&L is that your P&L might look completely different than somebody else's. So yours might look different than this example right here. It all depends on the type of business that you run, whether it's a service business or a product-based business, and all the ins and outs that makes your business run. I'll zoom in to take a better look at this P&L. Now that we have a better view, I'm going to go over the components that pretty much every P&L or income statement is going to have. The first thing that's on top of the P&L is the income or the revenue for your business, which is right here in this example. Now we scroll down a little bit more and we're going to see the cost of sales or cost of goods sold. Now that's an indicator for most businesses that have any type of products that are being sold in the business, whether it's a complete product business or a little bit of both. You will rarely see this in a pure service business, but that's the cost of sales, or also known as cost of goods sold, right here in this section. And every P&L is going to have a gross income or gross profit section, which is right here in this example. After that, you're going to have your expenses, and they're all going to be listed out here. Some P&Ls might be a little bit more specific and a little bit more detailed. But in this example, we're going to keep it basic and simple, and we're going to list out all the expenses here in this section. And that also includes payroll expenses, which is at the bottom of the expenses. And of course, you have your total expenses. Then at the very end, the bottom line, you're going to have your net income or your net profit. So now we're going to look at 3 months worth of P&Ls. I think it's important to review several months worth of P&L to give you some indicators on where the business can potentially go and help you forecast your business. So in this example, I'm going to look at January, February, and March of 2021. And the first thing I do is look at the top, right? We just go down the list of the P&L. And the first thing I'm going to look at is the income. So in this case, you'll see in January the services provided from this business, which are under membership dues, well, that's the first line, are $9,800. In February, it was $10,000, and then in March, $10,400. So you can see there's an upward trajectory or momentum in their membership dues. So that's a good thing. The next, I'll look at their personal training, which is the other source of revenue under services. And so the personal training you see here, it's actually taken a dive from January through March. Next, I'm going to look at the products because that's another source of revenue. You look at the merchandise and you see the merchandise pretty much stayed the same. And the merchandise could be anything like from t-shirts or whatever that business is selling. The other product that they're selling is supplements or beverages. And you see here there's a pretty much steady sales on that. And lastly, you see their total income and revenue here, and it's a slow decline, but it's definitely something we should be looking at. And of course, you can see here that's primarily driven this decline by this personal training. Even though their membership dues are growing, this personal training is really bringing it down. Next, I'm going to look at their cost of sales. And you look at the merchandise, all right? You see the cost of sales is actually going up slightly. So the merchandise, for whatever reason, is actually going up. And you'll see here the supplement beverages is also slightly going up. Now that could be the price of the items are going up. It could be that you went to a new vendor. It could be several different things, but something to consider and to analyze that there is the cost of these items are going up. So of course you see the total cost of sales also going up as well. And here you see the gross income or the gross profit. Now you see there's a slight decline. Even though your membership dues are going up and your cost of sales are going up, you see that the personal training really is the pain point, if you will, that's driving this gross income or gross profit down. So that's what we have so far. Now let's look at the expenses. Now, if you just do a quick scan of the expenses, you can see that pretty much most of them are fixed. Administrative fees are the same, bank fees, gym software, business subscriptions, continuing education, insurance. The meal expenses are slightly going down, so you just note that. Vehicle expenses are pretty much staying the same, and your payroll expenses are pretty much staying the same. So you can see here your total expenses for the most part are about the same. Now at the end, we're going to see how all of this is affecting your net income. Next, we're going to see the bottom line. And that's what really matters when it comes to the health of your business. Now you see the net income or net profit has a slight decline here. And as we mentioned before, I think we identified what the main problem is in this business, that their personal training is really taking a dive, which is dragging the entire P&L down. Now, if I was helping someone with this P&L and just from an outside point of view and strictly the numbers, some of the things I would want to ask is, are you focusing on personal training anymore? Is this something that's important to you, or is it something that maybe you don't want to do anymore? And that's something to note, so we're not really tracking it anymore. Or is it something that just fell off the wayside that you know that you could potentially take advantage of, you just haven't put a lot of focus on it? Maybe you're busy with so many other things that you really aren't paying attention to that. And that's something definitely to consider. Or you just don't want to bother with personal training anymore, and you really want to focus more on your membership dues. Because your membership dues in this example are actually going up. So maybe refocusing your energy to membership dues is probably the best course of action for your business and where you want to go. What's great about reviewing a P&L is that you could also see that maybe the expenses aren't the problem. Sometimes people assume that the expenses are the biggest issue because you're working the business day in and day out. But reviewing the P&L, especially if you get an expert or someone that's good with numbers or someone that does this for a living, could help you identify some of these pain points. Well, that's it for today. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Your support means a lot to us. We really appreciate you watching. Until next time.